Hello, and thank you for coming to the McWaters Effect. I'm your host, Matt, and today I'm looking at the Gateway Pundit. But first, I need you to hit like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Now let's take a look at this news article. America's first fighting back with army of candidates for Secretary of State. Nevada Secretary of State candidate Jim Marchant joined Steve Bannon War Room to discuss the next fight in securing election integrity. Marchant exposes George Soros' plan to put radical left people in Secretary of State positions all across the country. A plan started in 2004. Soros understood that it was the Secretary of State who controlled the elections in these states. There's a video here. We'll go ahead and watch it.
Turn that to Jim Marchant. You get the drift of it. Georgia, and the people of Georgia, whether you're Democrat or Independent, don't deserve this thing to be accessible. This is an embarrassment. And it took, you got to get up on that mic. This is an embarrassment. You've been fighting this. I keep hearing, by the way, folks should understand, Arizona is the least of our problems. Georgia's a cesspool. Pennsylvania's a cesspool. Michigan's a cesspool. Wisconsin's the easiest one to prove. But the granddaddy of them all is what they're telling me all the time when they first flew out there. The granddad, Brian Kennedy, said, Steve, You can't believe Nevada. Nevada, there's not amateurs. It's like the gambling. It's professional.
Very professional. Like I told you, and tell everybody, George Soros started this in 2004 with a machine and a plan, and they accomplished it. They have
what was the plan Soros had?
Operation Secretary of State. It was established in 2004, and they managed to get a Democrat Secretary of State elected in 2006 for the 2007 session, and he implemented the machines.
And nobody paid attention.
Nobody paid attention.
So is this an honorary position? What is a Secretary of State?
Yeah.
We thought you signed treaties with foreign countries, right?
Oh, no. They control the election system.
So I tell you, this was Stacey Evans. These are smart, tough people.
Yes.
They understand how to take power.
Well, George Soros knew to take the Secretary of State offices first, and then AGs, and then DAs. So they started back in 2004, and Harry Reid and he had a plan, and they executed it flawlessly. And the election that happened on 2020 is a result of what started in 2004.
Multiple, you're saying multiple. That's 16 years in the making,
Yep.
But you got it. How are you? We refer to this as the 3 November 2020 movement.
Right.
We hear all the voter integrity and all that. God bless you. And we got to win 2023,
Right.
2024. But until we get to the bottom of 3 November, the hardest one we've got of these battleground states is going to be Nevada.
Right.
So give us. I know you're a fighter. It's one of the
I'm
reasons.
a fighter. The reason is we are 100%.
Nikki Fuller vouches for you as a fighter, so I know she's a fighter.
She's a fighter.
She's a fighter. She's on Trump 16, man. You don't get any bigger than 20. You don't get any bigger fighters.
She was a Trump warrior, let me tell you.
So how are you going to get? Well, how are we going to get to the bottom of 3 November? We can't let them off the hook.
Well, we unfortunately in Nevada we're 100% controlled by Democrats from the constitutional offices down to the Assembly and
that
the Senate.
Was not what it was in 2004.
No.
That's what 2004. That's what getting the Secretary of State got us.
Exactly.
A state that's got it should be a red state,
Yeah.
but it's controlled by Democrats.
Absolutely is a red state, and by putting together that machine, Harry Reid and George Soros, we are where we're at because of that. So very important that we reverse and counter what they did, and that's what I'm doing with my Secretary of State coalition. We're going to do the same thing.
Talk about the coalition, because that's what excited me about you. I said, this guy's got a vision. Brian Kennedy, a bunch of you
Brian Kennedy, great guy,
great guy. But this is where you actually are trying to set up something that counters what Soros is doing.
Right. So we've got a coalition, and we've got Mark Fincher from Arizona, Christine Carmo from Michigan, Jody Heiss, who I met with the other day here.
You got the hardcores.
Yeah. Rachel Ham from California, myself from Nevada, and we're looking for others that are America First, Donald Trump loving MAGA candidates that want to come in and join us and run for Secretary of State in states. Yeah. So any of them that's up, there are some incumbents that are running, and we hope that they will adopt some of our policies that we're going to put forward. So
in Pennsylvania, the breaking news, by the way, in Pennsylvania, they're talking about, I think Senator Argyle met with activists today, and he said, hey, look, I think we start moving towards a full forensic audit, at least starting in certain counties, right, and see where it goes from there. Understanding in Nevada, the House is against it. You don't have any of the executives. You don't have the legislatures. walk me through, though, as a fighter, you're always thinking about what should I
Right.
do? What's the alternative of how to get in Nevada and how to get to the bottom of 3 November?
Yeah, everything is against us in Nevada. The judges, they wouldn't even give us one evidentiary hearing. So we've got to figure out a different way. So what we're doing is there's 17 counties in Nevada, and 15 of them are blood red. And we're going to use them to force the issue with the 2 counties that have the bad registrars and have the
That would be Clark County.
County and Washoe County. And we're going to use them, and believe me, we've been working for quite a while.
Maricopa County is 2/3 of the vote of Arizona. We understand out there they may go to Pinal and Pima County. That would get about 80%.
Right.
The 2 counties, you got 15 red counties. The 2 blue counties
Right.
are what percentage of the state?
Probably
70%?
Oh, more than that. Probably 85, 90 even.
90%.
Yeah, because it's most of the
So
population.
how do we get about 30 seconds? How are you going to sue from the county level
Right,
to try
we're
to
going to
force
sue
their
from
hand?
the county level, and then ultimately, if we can't get satisfaction through that, they won't certify the next election.
We got to find out who our Harry Reid Republicans are, and then we also have
Right.
to do this. We need a slate. We need a slate of our endorsed
I
candidates.
like her. Harry Reid Republican.
That's
Right.
What's a Harry Reid Republican?
Sandoval's one, Barbara Sagaski's another, our current Secretary of State.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'd like to hear.
All right, guys, that's the end of the video, and I really like this plan. The Secretary of State is the one that controls the elections in most states, and it makes sense that George Soros would go after that. I mean, I've already talked about George Soros, how he pretty much got Katie Hobbs in her office, the Secretary of State in Wisconsin, Michigan, PA. They're all controlled by George Soros. And then you have Stacey Abrams, who's in league with George Soros, and she's been working with Gabriel Sterlings, who is attached to the hip of the Secretary of State in Georgia, who's a Republican. Now, as far as I know, he wasn't getting any donations from George Soros. But if we allow the situation keep on progressing in Georgia, you're going to get a Democrat that is backed by George Soros in there. And we need to stop that right off its knees and make sure that don't happen. But guys, that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoy it. Please hit like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Peace.